Hello, new day later. So the car is jacked up. There's two jacks, one on the transmission, one on the block, well, one on the oil pan. There's a piece of wood on it, so it's not destroying the oil pan. This side is looking not too bad. This one looks like it's not matching at all. So it's just kind of lining up. If we look, there's a massive gap. It's just not sitting right at all. There's a big gap down there too. I'm looking at the engine, and I'm noticing it's tilted. So this side is lifted up too much. So if this goes down just enough, these should line up. So I'm gonna drop it a small bit. From what I see from here, this is in the way. Because this wants to go back more. There's a big gap, and it's interfering with this. There's still a nice gap here, and that's all because this guy's in the way. That sucks. It looks like I'm gonna have to take those spot welds out, and unfortunately there's some in the bottom too. Hello boys and girls. So that's ES1, 2, 3. This thing is out. As you can see, I did have to whip out the angle grinder, a couple pry bars. I destroyed that tub a bit, and a couple drill bits later, but it's out. Now look at all that room. Look at all those new dents. But guess what? This puppy is now nice and happy. Here's the plan. This bad boy, I put the bolts on it. That's in place. Now these is all mangled and demolished. But I don't have to worry about that too much because this, I can bend it back. This is sheet metal. So I can bang this up by hitting it under the car and making it line up with this piece. I'm gonna get my big hammer, start hitting down here. So how it looks right now, here's the after. Boom, a little bit of hammering later. Look at how beautiful that is. It's really good compared to before. Before it was sunk. That's way better. I'm not really worried about all these ugly ass scratches, to be honest. I'm pretty sure I can come up with a solution. So, won't worry about this too much. Now, all these little dimples and stuff, I'm sure I can hit it with the hammer and make it a little bit straighter. The car doesn't have to be freaking perfect, dude. It's just a fun little beater daily. And I'm trying to keep it very damn budget, as you can see. This is gonna be so good. The only thing I couldn't really fix is this tiny little gap here and this one, because this one I can just fix with the adjustable. So removing this is pretty damn necessary. Unless you want to cut it, but cutting has no room. And I think I'm gonna have to take the engine out anyway because I have to weld some spot welds on the side here. Mount is in place. I also hammered this a good amount. It's now not as bad. So it's kind of, you know, not dented in, but like, it looks like a tub. This is beautiful. There's like no gaps. This is gonna fit so good. I trust it. Now next is I'm gonna grab a Sharpie, make an outline to make sure it's in the same spot because it lines up here good. This is all perfect how it should be. So mark a line so I know where to weld. And for this one's a little tricky. Passenger side, perfect. So this side, doing the same thing I did over there. There's a fat gap here. So I just bent the tub outwards more. Now it's a beautiful flush spot for a weld. And over here, there's just too much of a gap. So I'm gonna bend this, the bracket, more down. But yeah, I gotta bend this, gotta bend that guy, and bend that one down there. Oh, and then this fella, I think I might have to make a little bracket for this because that's a fatty gap. That's pretty good to me. This guy will go right in. This one, this is all fine. The only thing that needs a bracket is this guy. This one needs a little metal bracket down here to space out the tub a little more. And I need something over here. I dropped the engine and transmission a little bit. And now these holes are in place. I'm gonna get a Sharpie those mount spots up. I'm gonna Sharpie those holes so I know where to drill. And I'm gonna put a nut and bolt setup. So that means I have to drill through the frame here. And also need to make a hole here to put the nut on. Oh, quite a bit of work. But I'm gonna mark these up so I can know where they go. Same thing there. Then engine has to come out one more time. I've Sharpied what I could. I outlined the brackets and even the spot welds to be sure where they go. I marked it down there to make sure I know where to drill those holes. and I marked all of these. So now I know the engine mounts need to be welded and put on. Now it's time to get ready to get the engine out. Got the rear bolt out and the front engine mount bolt out. Now removing engine. And we're back to square one. Engine is out. Look at that. Right now it's a good time to clean up all these little metal debris. So I got the welder set up. My angle grinder down there in case I have to take some of the paint off, which I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to do. I'm glad I marked it because look how perfect it is. It tells me exactly what it's supposed to be. Now the spots where I can't weld, like that, I might self-tap it, we'll see. But it's looking good. Oh, and I have to bend down here because this is not good. So I gotta get the good old adjustable and start bending a little bit. I use the angle grinder to sew off the bare metal. And now I'm ready to weld. Now I'm not gonna weld all of them because I still want these two to see where I'm at. So I'm gonna self-tap 2 of them. Then the rest will be welded. So that's how it looks right now. Let's get to welding. Spinning in circles, try to find a way. So I'm welding, and the welds are coming out way better than I thought. And this thing is just, it is not coming off. Spot welding is a lot easier than I thought. It's just literally, you're just filling up a hole. I filled up the one back there somehow. The weld is just so easy to get to anywhere. I don't want to spot weld too much because it's just going so easy and this is so good. So these two I'm just going to put a self-tap. This one put a self-tap in the center and I'm going to weld this. The thing is when I put the self-tapper, it's going to move the bracket a little bit more over there. This came out way better than I thought. I'm very happy with the outcome. Well, and here's the final outcome. I put a self-tapper in here and it didn't really, it kind of stripped and it was really short. So I just welded it. It was so damn easy. And I was worried about this one because it was like a big gap. I just did a couple beads and came out beautiful. It's a little hot, but this is not gonna come off. This is sturdy. I was able to weld that guy. That one's just gonna stay empty. No reason to do that one. But wow. This came out way better than I could have ever thought. Time to do this guy. I found something to put in here. I was trying to find a bracket and stuff. I got random metal laying around, but I found the perfect thing. So I'm gonna show you when I'm done. Remember to always use sunglasses when you're welding. Or kind of protect your windshield. Sunglasses. After a lot of welding, it's done. And I used the lug nut. I thought it was kind of funny. Oh, and on the other side, put a little washer. It works. It does the job. I kept blowing a hole, so it got really freaking ugly. It'll hold it. I don't care how it looks. All the boogers just make stories. But everything else, though, all the spot welds are super good. I'm very happy with how it came out. It might be boogers, but those things are they're not coming off. I'm gonna put the actual engine mount on. And if you see those marks, see that little black spot? I gotta drill those out. I'm gonna take a break from this. I drilled one out, bolt fits. And then I started doing this one. But I'm happy with that. I'm gonna leave it for now. In the meantime, I'm gonna do this. I cleaned it up a good amount. Took off most of the debris that I could. And now I'm gonna do a little quick paint job. So here's how it looks right now. And there you go, it's painted. It ain't beautiful, but I'll take this. And it's not a damn show car, it's just a car to have fun with. cool little fun project. I'm only doing mainly this shop just to make it reliable. And I had a Civic SI and I loved the engine. I love how it felt. So, love this chassis, love the engine. Here's what I'm doing. I have figured it out. Here's what I did. This side has a hump. It goes in, and if you let it go in, it'll throw off the mount, you know? It'll sink in. It won't work. So, stacked up some washers, and now it is pretty damn straight. Straight enough. It'll work. Pretty sick. It looks so funny with the freaking lug nut there. I cleaned up the engine bay. That side is painted. I drilled out the holes enough. Now you can fit a bolt in here. All good. Time to drop that engine in.
Back, but I never can find. And I have red hot chili. It is living inside.
Put the engine mount on. So if you see, I drilled out the holes. I painted it black. Oh yeah, I painted all this black so now it looks clean. When I drilled the holes here, I also had to drill some holes on the other side. But I think I'm gonna have to angle grind it and make those holes bigger to be able to put a nut on the other side. Because I'll be doing a nut and bolt setup. So we got the angle grinder there. I think I'm gonna have to start chopping this up. But other things I can do too. We got some heater hose lines are free. They're easy to remove. I got the harness pushed this way already. There's a lot to do. I'm probably gonna time lapse it because basic regular stuff. So shifter cables, put the engine mount on, connect the heater hoses, connect the vacuum line for the brake booster, and this little evap thing. Just putting it back together. Something else I found out, the AC line, I recommend don't bend it. Leave it where it is because I didn't know this. On the RSX, the main AC line actually goes right on the intake side. So I just bent it again. This thing has been bent so many times, but still holds up. It'll be coming in like this. And I know I can get creative to make this work. It also looks way cleaner this way, so I'm happy with this. So here's what I've done. Nut and bolt here, nut and bolt there. This side has the nut, this side has the bolt head. It came out super good, all bolted up. The center one went in pretty good too. They all have anti-seize. It's ready to be dropped officially. So it's gonna be holding on to itself now. Wow. That's it, dude. It's holding on to itself now. Wow. I'm just very proud. So that came out really good, very hype. Down here, I painted it all black so it doesn't get rusty.